which chapter, which canto? I probably should have a message, but nobody remembers, right? Here's that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayaudirayet. Ishtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, chapter 24, verse number 54. Bhavan Bhakti Matalabhyo Durlabha Sarvadehinam Swaraj Yasyapi Abhimatta Ekante Na Atmavid Katihi. Bhavan Bhakti Matalabhyo Durlabha Sarvadehinam Swarajya Yapi Abhimata Ekante Natmana Vidgatihi. Bhavan, your grace, Bhakti Mata, by the devotee, Labhya, obtainable, Durlabha, very difficult to be obtained. Sarvadehinam, all other living entities, Swarajasya, of the King of Heaven, Api, even, Abhimataha, the ultimate goal, Ekantena, by oneness, Atmavit, of the self-realized, Gatihi, the ultimate destination. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Ki Jai. My dear Lord, the King in charge of the heavenly kingdom is also desirous of obtaining the ultimate goal of life, devotional service. Similarly, you are the ultimate destination of those who identify themselves with you, Aham Brahmasmi. However, it is very difficult for them to attain you, whereas a devotee can very easily attain your lordship. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Ki Jai. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabhamatma Bhakto. This indicates that it is very difficult for one to attain. It's very difficult for one to attain the ultimate goal of life and reach the supreme destination, Vaikuntha Lok or Goloka Vrindavan, simply by studying Vedanta philosophy or Vedic literature. However, this highest perfectional stage can be obtained by devotees very easily. That is the meaning of Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto. The same point is confirmed by Lord Shiva in this verse. The Lord is very difficult for the Karma Yogis, Jnana Yogis, and Dhyana Yogis to attain. Those who are Bhakti Yogis, however, have no difficulty at all. In the word Swarajayasya, Swar refers to Swargaloka, the heavenly planet, and Swarajaya refers to the ruler of Swarajya Asya. Swar refers to Swargalok, the heavenly planet, and Swarajya refers to the ruler of the heavenly planet, Indra. Generally, karmis desire elevation to heavenly planets, but King Indra desires to become perfect in Bhakti Yoga. Those who identify themselves as Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Supreme Brahman, one with the absolute truth, also ultimately desires to attain perfection in the Vaikuntha planets or Goloka Vrindavan. In Bhagavad Gita 18.55, it is said, Bhaktya mam abhinajanati yavan yaschashmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato gyatva vishate tad anantaram. One can understand the Supreme Personality as He is only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the Supreme Kingdom of Supreme God. Thus, if one desires to enter into the spiritual world, he must try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by practicing Bhakti Yoga. Simply by practicing Bhakti Yoga, one can understand the Supreme Lord in truth, but without such understanding, one cannot enter the spiritual kingdom. One may be elevated to the heavenly planets or may realize himself as Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, but that is not the end of realization. One must realize the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by Bhakti Yoga. The real perfection of life is attained. Okay, there's one line I wanted to read again. Swarajyasya. Swar refers to Swargalok, the heavenly planet, and Swarajya refers to ruler of the heavenly planet Indra. Okay. Om Agyan Timirandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami iti Namne. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. My dear Lord, the king in charge of the heavenly kingdom is also desirous of obtaining the ultimate goal of life, devotional service. Similarly, you are the ultimate destination of those who identify themselves with you. Aham Brahmasmi. However, it is very difficult for them to attain you, whereas a devotee can very easily attain your lordships. Very nice. Bhakti is the topmost. So from verse 54 to 59 of this chapter, Lord Shiva is going to explain that Bhakti is topmost. Okay. What is the name of the chapter? And please tell me who's speaking to who.
Chanting songs sung by Lord Shiva.
Chanting the
Lord
songs
Shiva.
sung by Lord Shiva. Okay.
And Lord Shiva
The songs of Prachinavari.
sons of Prachinvari.
Prachetas. Okay. And what did we study yesterday?
Yesterday says those who focus on the lotus feet are purified. They'll purified, they will become fearless, and they'll become associate of Lord.
Very nice. Thank you. So, one who focuses on the Krishna's form that Lord Shiva has described, become fearless. And when one attains freedom from fear, one is able to progressively go towards Krishna. Okay, now over here, and then also we studied about Varnashram Dharma, right? That one has to follow the Varnashram Dharma, but not get consumed by the process. One has to follow the process to get to the destination. It's not that I'm following Varnashram Dharma, but then I just end up identifying myself as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or the Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. Okay, that's not the end in itself, because the end is Bhakti. Over here, from where I was reading this verse before the class, one thing came to my mind is Tattva is before Leela, right? So Tattva means truth. So Prabhupada is explaining it like this. If you have a different understanding, feel free to pitch in. My dear Lord, the king in charge of the heavenly kingdom is also desirous of obtaining the ultimate goal of life, devotional service. Similarly, you are the ultimate destination of those who identify themselves with you, Aham Brahmasmi. However, it is very difficult for them to attain you, whereas a devotee can very easily attain your lordship. So, Tattva or truth means to develop the understanding who Krishna is, who I am, and what is the relationship between the two, soul and super soul. So that's Tattva, which also means knowledge. Okay, if my Tattva or understanding is incomplete, then I won't be able to enter the Leela. So entering Vaikuntha Lok or entering Goloka Vrindavan means entering the Leela of God, right? Like what is happening in Vaikuntha Lok or Goloka Vrindavan? Is there inactivity? Is everyone sleeping? Or what's happening over there?
Leela is going on.
So yeah, so activity, right? There's Leela going on, there's pastime going on, there's interactions, right? So if I have to enter into that Leela, then my Tattva or the understanding of the truth has to be proper. If it is not proper, if it is not complete, then I'm not going to enter the Leela. Then I'll be like hovering in the spiritual sky, if at all, or end up in a heavenly. That's what Srila Prabhupada is writing, the options. of an incomplete understanding of the relationship of who Krishna is and whose soul is and what is the relationship between the two, which is an eternal relationship, by the way. It's not that I am a part and parcel of Krishna right now, and then when I go to Krishna, I become one with Krishna. No, that's why Srila Prabhupada has referred to this verse. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yashashmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato. See, tato mam tatvato gyatva vishite tad anantaram. So, tatvato gyatva, one who understands this tatva, this thing, vishate tad anantaram, that person can enter the kingdom of God. Okay, so first, our understanding or knowledge has to be proper. And that knowledge or understanding will not be proper if we are not following a proper process. And what is the proper process? Devotional service of Krishna. So if I don't have a proper channel or devotional service of Krishna, I'm not going to enter the Leela. Then where will we enter? There are two options given in this verse that you see even Indra is trying to enter. Even Indra is trying to enter Krishna's Leela. He's not able to enter because he's getting he's not, his tattva, I guess, is not proper. Even the impersonalists are trying to enter, but they are also not entering. Even the Prabhupada is writing Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi are trying to enter, but they are not allowed to enter Vaikuntha Lok or Goloka Vrindavan where Leela is going on, because their tattva or understanding of the truth is not proper. Okay, so where do all these people are going? They're going, okay, may go to in heavenly planets or Indralok, or may go to the spiritual sky or Brahman. All right, so if one desires to enter, if one desires to enter into the spiritual world, he must try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by practicing Bhakti Yoga. See, understanding before entering, or in Bhakti language, it's called Tattva before Leela. Okay, Chaitanya Chaitamrita is written like this. Brahma Samhita is written like this. Our scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, is spoken like this. Chaitanya Chaitamrita, first 12 chapters of Adi Leela of Chaitanya Chaitamrita are establishing the tattva, the understanding of who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela doesn't start until chapter 13. Krishna's Leela doesn't start until chapter 10 of Srimad, or canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Until canto 9, we are understanding the tattva in different ways, different relationships, different devotees singing the glories of Krishna in different set of times at different places, so that we get established that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead from all point of views. Okay, it's not just, okay, a person in Kailash or Lord Shiva is singing his glories, so he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No. Whose prayers have we read so far in Srimad Bhagavatam until 4th canto that we have come? Tell me. Who all have established Krishna as a Supreme Personality of Godhead? Whose prayers start from 1st canto? Name some.
Kunti Maharani.
Kunti Maharani. Then
Bhishma Maharani Mataji.
Kunti Maharani, Bhishmadev.
Bhishmadev. I would say even Narad Muni in 5th chapter of 1st canto.
Yes,
Is
Narad.
also glorifying Krishna and how he became a devotee. Okay, what else?
Prithu Maharaj.
Prithu Maharaj. Who else?
Lord Shiva's prayers.
Lord Shiva. Okay, who else?
Brahma. Mother Earth.
Very nice, Brahma. Who else?
Mother Earth.
Very nice, Mother Earth. Who else? Who else?
Ladies and Bharat. Ladies of
Devahati to Kapila Muni also.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to understand. There's a lot of background noise.
Dhruv Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj. Very nice. Dhruva Maharaj. Who else?
Devahuti to Kapila Muni also.
Well, Kapila Muni himself, yes, we can say. Okay. Even her husband, right? Who is Kardam Muni, is glorified. Okay. So basically, just try to understand how the scriptures are singing the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they're establishing the understanding. And then we enter the Leela. If we are not, that's why Prabhupada said, don't enter the 10th canto first. Go through the first 9 cantos and develop a full understanding. Okay, because if I am desirous to enter the Prabhupada is writing this, if one desires to enter into the spiritual world, he must try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by practicing devotional service or bhakti yoga. So, but simply by practicing bhakti yoga, one can understand the Supreme Lord in truth. Okay. So, tattva is established by following this process of bhakti yoga. But without such understanding, one cannot enter the spiritual kingdom. Got it? So, if my understanding is incomplete, I am not going to the spiritual kingdom. I'm going to end up somewhere in the middle, but not the Leela of the Lord, anywhere. One may be elevated to the heavenly planets. This is where a person will end up. May be elevated to heavenly planets, or may realize himself as Brahman or Aham Brahmasmi. But that is not the end of realization. One must realize the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by Bhakti Yoga, then real perfection of life is attained. One must make it as a mission. You know, when person is in a mission, then nothing else matters because there's a mission that has to be accomplished. Right? If you see a country, soldiers of a country are going on for a war, then they're on a mission. Can they go on a vacation at the same time and be on a mission? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
No,
So
Mataji.
there's a war going on. We have to go there, but let's take 2-day vacation or 1 week vacation. Not no time. So we have to introspect that if no one is watching me, how is my sadhana? But I heard this from today, a senior devotee, that the advantage of living in the association of devotees is that it uplifts our sadhana. You know, because we are being watched by people. We have a lot of inspiration around us. So it uplifts. That is why it is important to regularly go and associate with the devotees. Important because I'm not like a fully realized devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like we have Srila Prabhupada. He said he came to America. Did he come with a paraphernalia? Did he come like a prime minister or president of United States goes to India and there are like, I don't know, 50 other people who travel with him. So Srila Prabhupada came like that. Did he come like this?
No, he just came with Srimad Bhagavatam.
No.
He interestingly, and he came at a ripe age, you know, because it was on a mission. So interestingly, Srila Prabhupada said he never felt alone. How? You never felt alone? Because you were alone. There was nobody. How? So because the words of my guru were my companion. So this is called Guru Nishtha. It's, you know, a firm determination in one spiritual master. Firm determination in some on an authority of a parampara, that this is what it is. We were listening to, it came from Gita Nagari today. In the morning, we were listening to the Nityananda Prabhu glorified 3 women from Ramayana. Sumitra Devi was the mother of Lakshman. Then he glorified Sita, and then he glorified Shabari. So when he was glorifying Shabari, he was saying that Shabari was a disciple of Matranga Rishi. And she was asked to go to Chitraketu because she was told by her guru that Ram and Lakshman will come. So you have to be ready to serve them, right? Ram and Lakshman. So the guru didn't tell her when Ram and Lakshman will come. This is interesting. He was analyzing it from different point of views, that Mataranga Rishi told her Ram and Lakshman will come. Interestingly, he did not say Ram, Lakshman and Sita will come. So basically, the Leela was already revealed to a pure devotee. And he also did not tell her when they will come. So basically, for 13 long years, what she was doing is that she was making the place ready every single day, 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening, that Ram and Lakshman can come anytime. Right? So she never grudged. 13 years have passed. Maybe my guru was mistaken. Maybe no one is coming. Every day she would pick up the fruit, she would clean, she would make the paraphernalia, she would make the arti plate. They did not come until that day that they came. But she was ready to welcome them every single day. So he was explaining that how she had so much of nishtha on her words of her guru. So if the Srila Prabhupada also said that that I am not alone because I have the companionship of the words of my spiritual master, so Vani. Okay, like that, if I want to go to Krishna, I can't go to Krishna on my own. If somebody has to uplift, if somebody has to, break it up, bring it up, and take us there. So if somebody has, if we are fortunate to be in a parampara where this is going on, this process of transference is going on, then one must take advantage of it. Yeah, understand the things as they are, because this is the highest perfection of life, real perfection. This is Prabhupada is using this word, the real perfection of life is attained, not a shadow perfection. Okay, something which, what is the opposite word of real? Shadow, right? Perverted, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, perverted. It's not just, that's perverted perfection. Whatever else I'm doing in my life is perverted, shadow reflection. It's not, or shadow perfection. Sorry, shadow perfection, not real. Real perfection is explained, is attained if I develop proper tattva by following the process of bhakti yoga, and then I can enter the Leela. If not, then I'll not enter the Leela. I'll be ending somewhere else. This is what I wanted to say. He's glorifying bhakti to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's a nice verse. We should have some discussion. So I open up for any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections. Try to say that. Try to say or open up. Nobody.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hi Krishna Mataji.
Devotional service, in devotional service, all these things, association of devotees more important, or chanting or scripture reading, everything is also there.
Are you asking what is more important?
Yes, Mataji.
What is more important? But okay, so everything is important, but the question is what is more important? What is most important is hearing, right? That gatam, what is a shruti gatam? Tan manobhi, hearing. Krishna explains the importance of hearing about him in 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, verse number 1. He says, hear. Right? So hearing from a right source is most important. Because as we studied earlier also in this chapter, that if the sound vibration, remember the sound vibration, ether is carrying the sound vibration, and if the sound vibration is proper, then the generation will be proper, because everything is originating from the sound. Remember Lord Shiva was explaining, I don't remember the verse, but we can probably go back to it. This is when he was asking for the purification of different elements of a subtle and gross body, and then he was praying to ether. Do you remember, Mataji? Who asked this question? I don't know. Is she there? Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
I'm just trying to look for this ether.
Yes,
verse number 14. You see, Lord Shiva is saying this, that Vedic, Prabhupada writes here, Vedic evidence is called Shabda Brahma. There are many things which are beyond the perception of our imperfect senses, yet the authoritative evidence of sound vibration is perfect. The Vedas are known as Shabda Brahma because evidence taken from Vedas constitute the ultimate understanding. This is because Shabda Brahma or Vedas represent the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, the real essence of Shabda Brahma is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By vibrating this transcendental sound, meaning of everything, both material and spiritual, is revealed. Okay, so sound vibration is important, coming from proper source. And in this verse, the whole understanding of 7th chapter, 1st verse, is to hear. Maya asakta mana partha yogam yunja mad ashrayaha. See, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. And Prabhupada explains in the purport that what what are the steps when one starts to hear the real sound vibration, then what are the steps that happen and how the anartha nivritti or cheto darpana marjanam takes place. Okay, Mataji, so if we are hearing from the side right source, we will everything else will follow. Answer that question.
Yes.
Does that answer that question?
Yes.
If I'm not
Yes,
hearing from
yes,
right
Mataji.
source, then we have to hear. It's not that I'll say, oh, I'm not going to hear, I'm just going to get blank. No, if we're not hearing about the Vedas, then we are hearing our mind. Because we have to hear. We have, ether is a part of my subtle body, on gross body actually. Right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, so gross body. So ether is a part of my body. I cannot run away, fanatically. So that's what, develop proper tattva to understand Leela. If tattva is not proper, no.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Any other questions, reflections, realizations?